Welcome to Fractions Down to the Core, teaching fractions for conceptual understanding. How do you teach fractions for conceptual understanding? You may be noticing that your students, even if they're really good at memorizing rules and repeating procedures about fractions, sometimes lack the underlying concepts of fractions. Take this example. Where does 4/8 go on this number line? It's not difficult to imagine that some student might place 4/8 to the right of 3/4 because both 4 and 8 are bigger than 3 and 4. Asking students to use fractions in this way is very different than simply repeating procedures. It offers you insight into their conceptual understanding of fractions and offers an opportunity to shape those concepts more fully. If you want to teach fractions conceptually, there are two key ingredients you will need. First, you're going to need some manipulatives, fraction bars or a number line. Fraction bars communicate the magnitude and equivalence of fractions in a tangible way. See the resource section on the website for more information about fraction manipulatives. The second thing you're going to need is a test that allows students to explore and investigate the relationships among fractions using these manipulatives. This type of problem you need to teach fractions conceptually will allow students to explore and investigate the concepts more fully. This type of task is called a cognitively demanding task, or a CDT. See the CDT selector link on the website for more information about specific CDTs. The number line investigation CDT is shown here. These fractions fell out of order. I need your help to place them in the correct order. Can you find a way to use fraction bars to show that your order is correct? So let's say you wanted to teach using this investigation. You might be asking yourself, how do I make this work? What's the best way to approach this? How do I get ready to teach a task like this? There are three activities you need to do to promote student learning and engage in meaningful discourse with your students: anticipating, monitoring, and connecting. One of the first things that you need to do is to anticipate a number of things that might happen and play out during the lesson. To do this, you should first solve the investigation yourself. This will help you anticipate what students might do right, as well as experience the areas of struggle they may encounter. Remember, the goal of any investigation is not to provide students with the correct solutions or procedures. Rather, you're trying to provide enough support to allow them to make their own generalizations and understandings of mathematics. Understanding what students may or may not do correctly is important in developing effective questioning strategies that support their learning. This is not as easy as it sounds. Taking the time to think about this beforehand is critical to your success when you teach. You'll want to anticipate how you'll move through the investigation given the time you have. It will be important to consider how you might allow students to struggle with key concepts, and how your own questions and guidance can be used to help them overcome those struggles. As the students begin working on the task, you'll monitor their progress. The goal of monitoring is to learn more about your students and their mathematical thinking. You'll likely have a variety of student responses to deal with. Your goal is to juggle your classroom so that each student is being appropriately challenged. This is where those anticipated questions come in. You'll learn to use those questions to challenge both struggling and advanced students. Your end goal is to have students present their own work, and to use that presentation of work to make some key mathematical points and connections so that students walk away from this lesson having learned and gained something, some mathematical knowledge. You'll use the information you gained while monitoring to help you make these decisions and end the investigation with a focus on key mathematical concepts. Now that you have a better understanding of how to teach fractions for conceptual understanding, you'll likely want to dig deeper. The CDT selector on the website contains a variety of videos that focus on specific fraction CDTs. Thanks for watching, and we hope you visit us again soon.